Right, you're welcome. So, like I've said, my name is Felix, and of course, we interact together on this platform to look at the market and holistically, leveraging the opportunity available in the market. And of course, I will not fail to mention that if you're new, it may look somehow strange to you because some of those terms will be same. But I think this experience, I'll let you know that if you're just coming in for the first time, um, we explore the global financial market and we take advantage of the opportunity therein. And we sectionalize them into three segments as much as possible. Number one is the aspect of investing. And we say if it has to do with investing, is to buy financial instrument, right, and hold in a form of speculations for price appreciation. And so once the market or the price appreciate, all right, when the market and price appreciate, we sell, and that's a kind of investing. And of course, we'll talk about investing. It's about diversification. So we spread tentacles, and now if you're new, you need to know that when talking about investing in the global financial market and what are the things available in the global financial market, we'll talk about fortunately, you will hear that we start from the youngest, which is the crypto. And of course, you ask the question, why do we start from the youngest? Being the crypto is the fact that it has bigger potentials, and that there's no rule about that. It has a bigger potentials. And one of the biggest advantage you have about the crypto is that it takes the same trend or legacy or strategy or pattern, of the capital market, which start to talk about the company stocks, right? Because why? It's more or less like a commodity market or the stock market where you can buy and hold, and then when it appreciates, you sell. Now, the only difference in that or dimension it took in crypto compared to the stock market or the capital market, as it were, is that the capital market paid you what they call dividends, and for you holding a particular company shares. And that's one of the things you are actually taking advantage of so that you make some dividend and or bonus, as it were. Yeah. Then, but in the crypto, where the dividend come from, it's when you learn how to stake some of those tokens or farm them, as the case may be. Okay. And so if that it is made, there are a few things you need. You need the wallet. And of course, I may not be able to exhaust that. If you want to see more detail about that, we have general orientation and information about wallet you will need, like MetaMask. Okay, we'll talk about MetaMask. We'll talk about different wallet actually never necessary for you to buy into crypto. And now the dimension I look at in crypto is this, very simple. Now, when I say the second segment of diversifying and exploring the global financial market is the aspect of trading, which is more of a kind of calculated attention, all right, intention rather. And so if that is the case, you must be intentional about that. That's going to require a level of skills for you to maximize it. So, and maybe tonight, what I'm going to tell you, if you want to really enjoy trading as a profession, you have to be intentional about that. And the first I will tell you, especially when it has to do with trading in Forex, because we do all of those things, what I will encourage you guys to do, if you are new tonight, is that trading, make your mind and said, if I'm going for trading, now one of the lovely and advantage we have today is that it's more better than before because there are so many things you can leverage on. And so it's more better than before. But have this mindset that I'm coming into trading and then I'm going for masterclass or undergraduate. So whichever one. So if you are going for that, and if you say it's masterclass, because we can believe that we're all adults, right? And we all probably already know how to read and write. So we can pretend to say you are going for master degree. And so if it's master degree, and no matter how fast it's going to be, maybe like you are doing PGD, all right? So take minimum of 6 months to 18 months. So real raw masterclass and all of that will take you about 18 months. So now, but the good side of this is that you are running a course that's going to be paying you while you're learning. So very simple. But let this mind be in you that you are running for acquiring a skill that's going to be with you. And so for that, just say, oh, I really need to really test myself and build up myself for the first 1 to 6 months before I start complaining. All right. So trading, we trade in different aspects. We trade in crypto as like future trading, and we trade in Forex, all right? and so trading commodities and all of that. Then we trade in synthetics. So we call it a full-time career trading platform. And so first is investing. And I will tell everybody, I said, no matter what you trade, and you do not know how to learn to diversify in investing, I'm sorry. And where do we invest? We invest in crypto to buy and hold. All right. We invest in diversifying to like copy trading, both in crypto, both in Forex, and even in synthetics. That's one of the things because we're looking for a way to make passive and residual income. So for that, I can buy coin and hold. For instance, I was showing to us the last time of this token, the highest performing. This is a platform I belong for over. I have a lifetime access on this platform. If you look at my account here, you see premium membership. Now it's free that I sent to all our groups that you can actually join, but you can use some of those futures. All right, you can use some of the futures that I can use. All right. So now, for instance, that this thing. So imagine at the time about how many months ago, in the month of April, this was flag off, just like what this one was flag off. Of course, there are other things I further do, but there are things I do not need to waste too much of my time to start researching for, right? And then, so imagine, so look at it, what we do is that, okay, I'm trading or I'm doing whatever thing, and I've said trading, like in crypto, spot, buy low, sell high, that's an advantage. You trade future, that's an advantage. You trade meme coin, that is hunting of low gem meme coins, that's an advantage. Then you trade future trading, that's an advantage. But all of these are like hustling for money. And so if you do all of this and you are not investing, now you probably at a point with time will come, market will be so crazy that you will not be able to control your emotion and be profitable. So you fall back to your investing. And that's the advantage. So what I'm going to show you is that the last time I was showing us this token was at 1,700% percentage, if I'm not mistaken. And if you look at it now, you may ask your question that, can I still buy? Maybe you can copy the name of the token and go and check. As at that time, I said, look at when my tool flag off that this guy is now bullish. That was 1 cent. Yes, when my instrument flagged this guy up to be bullish, that was in the month of April. On the 30th of April, now the price of this token was 1 cent, and it was flagged off to be bullish. And here you are. The token now is 20 cents. The other time when I was showing, if you watch my previous video, you'll see that the price of the token at that time was about 15 or 16 cents or thereabout, and which was about 1,700% or thereabout from that flag off on the month of April. Now, the point is this: there are tokens you could buy that they will be rock pulling. It's natural, and that's part of the deal. And that's why you spread your tentacles. Now, from 24 hours ago, this token have done 23%. I'm just showing you guys diversification and how you do business in this space. And so most time when people buy coin and it's going down, they start complaining and say, no, then you need to understand. So quickly, let's look at them. Let's look at the market as it were today. Where are we going? What's the market doing? So we'll look at the DXY, which is one of the templates we use. If you have been following us on our platform, what we use to look at the market as a scanner to look at, okay, if I'm going to be trading, what is DXY saying? Remember, DXY, if you follow our narrative for many years back now, or at least 2023, you know that we have been doing analysis based on DXY activities because it has a lot of correlation, especially those of us who are trading Forex, right? So that what you do is that if I know the movement of DXY is just like a US dollar index. That's to measure the strength of US dollar, how it's weakening and how is getting more strength. That's very simple. That's what you're doing with DXY. And now, and I always tell people, I said, I can trade Euro USD, any pairs paired with US dollar. And that's one of the cheat code that I can give to anybody. If you are trading Forex, that resist yourself or reduce your strengths into trading pairs aligned with US dollar. So that when you see the DXY falling, you already know your PS is to be pumping. Very simple. And then when you see DXY is pumping, so you can do just one side analysis and then you now do the correlation. Very simple. And for that, I do not need too much things. The US dollar is trending. No, then I should be getting more moved down in the opposite of the other was, which is example, very simple, which I'm going to go eat Euro USD. Those of you are trading Forex, so Euro USD. So if you have DXY dumping, then you should have Euro USD pumping. And if you have DXY pumping, you have Euro USD dumping. And that's exactly what happened. We had this that the Euro USD was already moving down because DXY was moving up. But at a point, and I told us that this guy was truncated here, except and if we break above that point, then there's still a problem. And very simple. Imagine you already have a position because we're already riding Euro USD down, just like the way we ride it down last year or which year? Yeah, that should be last year, something. Yeah, last year, 2024. And then we rolled it down as much as possible. Now, but this time it refused, right? And they got to this point, and that's why we pay attention. And then the DXY now starts gaining, reducing strength. And now also, if this strength of DXY continue to get reduced, that means what we're looking for is to have a double top. Now, if you're going to have a double top for Euro USD, it's going to be similar to the 2024. And that's exactly what you see here, right? Because it was already coming down, and eventually DXY gets weakened, and then Euro USD gets strength. So it means Euro USD is US dollar upside down. Simple. Euro USD is US dollar upside down. So very simple. When you get this analogy, you know that, okay, no matter what's happening, so what we're looking for now, if DXY could not gain strength, maybe this week we're entering into, and then DXY, because to come and have a double bottom here, or perhaps whatever things it's doing now, is going to still rock down to this point. That was going to make a lot of sense, right? And then, very simple for me to now probably still continue to buy up Euro USD, but caution at about 1.15344 region now to be having a double top. And when that happens, now I'm going to be selling down massively again for Euro USD, even though we bought up again and took some profit and all of that. So it's to look at what Euro USD or DXY is going to do at the beginning of the week. And very simple. And if I can have good volume in a particular instrument, why do I need to trade too many instruments? Now, that's caution I give to average newbie. If you're a beginner trading crypto, Forex, what I can recommend for you is Euro USD. Why? You have a low spread and it has volume. And of course, you can say market must move on Euro USD. So rather you want to scalp it, you want to trade it and swing it and all of that, rather than jumping from one US chef, this and that. Well, I'm not saying that you should not try those things out, but if you really want to, especially if you are passing through a challenge account, the more narrow instrument you pick, the faster you achieve your result. Now, so my best of the instrument is actually gold, XAU. Now, you can see gold have been sideways that I told us all this while, even though we returned back to this point, and I told us as long as we're still level-headed here, gold was still going to be going sideways. Last week, on Friday, and it has a very bad, gold have one character. If you pump in the month on the beginning of the week, it will dump at the end of the week, mostly that. Because if you look at it, this is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So pump and then cover the gap again on Friday. So you'd always have a massive move Monday, massive move Friday. Sometimes can have a pump on Monday and go sideways and do whatever and have the subsequent pump on Friday. Now, so gold have a very fantastic fundamental intuitions around it, and of course, respect some key levels, now psychological level for gold. And that's one of the things you are trading gold. So what are we looking at this week on gold, right? On gold this week, of course, we're still sideways, perhaps to still return back to the point of 3290 region, right? Or 3285 region, as it were, and then continue to move up again. All right. So, but you have to look at this is a very strong key level that if gold even return to, the better to return back probably to 3240 or 3271, then the faster we can move up again and all of that. But remember that I said if gold is unable to cross this region, then we have problem, right? And then gold may continue to be sideways for a very long time. And then before we can say we go to 3,600 region of gold. But do you wait for that? No. In between, when you step down to a lower time frame, you're going to have a lot of fantastic things. Now, let's go to Bitcoin very quickly. Now, you can see Bitcoin now created a kind of head and shoulder last week and again regained its momentum back, right? So that means Bitcoin, you're looking at Bitcoin for us, the candle have not closed. What do you want to have? Either Bitcoin close back to this point, 105,300 region, or break above this point. That means we're going up it. Now listen, gold, Bitcoin needs actually again to cross all this level, and then for us to go to $125,000 and eventually 135, 155. And my target was actually 175, $176,000. A lot have said it's going to go to 200,000, 300,000, and all of that. I'm not doubting that, but I may not see the possibility. But does it really matter? What you need is that what you're looking for the market to do, and then what is it doing? And if you change mind, you need to know how to move along with it. And so sometimes it's not a cast in stone, it's a projection and it's a probability. And anything can affect that probability and then the dimension change. You can't say Bitcoin have not tried for those far it has moved, but that's what we're still having, and we have this nice support. And now because on last week, when the market was moving, I have a short position and I took my profit. And when the Bitcoin look at it, when Bitcoin actually navigated down, let me look at it here. Good. When Bitcoin navigated, I have one of my instruments. I have a crazy instrument that measures the market. So I don't like to crack my brain to unnecessarily target whatever. And I saw Bitcoin having hit back to this my range and then got a return back. I knew that, okay, Bitcoin say, hey, you know what? I want to bounce up, as it were. And if you look at it now, if you go to a 1 hour time frame, Bitcoin was literally almost creating a kind of inverse head and shoulder. Now, I haven't seen the return here. And if you go to 1 hour time frame for Bitcoin, let's quickly check it. Good. Creating a kind of what? Inverse head and shoulder. And that means you're looking for this point for Bitcoin. If you can break above 106,900 and something, let's just call it 107,000 return, then you're going to have Bitcoin return up back to about $110,000 eventually, because now that's the dimension, right? Because we have this and we want the pullback, a crazy pullback last week, but it got bounced again above and then still get suspended above, the point ought to go bad, and it never got bad. But even that, a lot were able to make much money that it could make. But the challenge Bitcoin is having right now, if we go to liquidation map on Bitcoin, now, however, it has more liquidation above, although more liquidation are momentarily gathering and low are the below, which we're having some liquidation at 104,000, at 103,500, at 102,000, and at the same time at 100,000, where it went back to and all of that. Though was able to clear those liquidity, and so we're having more liquidity right now at about 107,000, 106,000, 109, 107,000, almost 108,000 region and all of that. Now, the challenge we're looking at is that if Bitcoin get rejected at those after sweeping all of those liquidity, that means we're returning back again back to 102,000. What that tells you is that Bitcoin continue to have a sideways move, perhaps before we can have a major move, probably at the middle of June or into July, because usually, historically, June is usually a kind of momentum month. But we need to break above this level we are right now, probably break above 107,000, and then to be able to get to 111,000. And if we can break above that 112,000 again, then momentarily we now can be able to penetrate to $115,000, $125,000, but it's not a cast in stone. Now, that's why you need to be flexible and dynamic to understand what market is doing per time, right? So there are so many coins you buy. I remember when I told us to buy some coin the other week, and most coins, so those coins did very well. But if you don't know what you are doing, perhaps you're going to have issues. Like when we talk about Toshi, and then Toshi did well, right? But many persons would not understand. And this is the thing I say. When you buy a coin, you should establish the purpose of what you want to do with that coin, right? You must tell yourself, okay, what am I doing with this coin? This coin, I want to buy it and keep it for a long time. That's number one. Number two, I want to buy this token. When it move up to a reasonable level, I want to take my profit. Yeah. So those are the things you must establish. And then when you get that done, then you don't even need to model, to struggle around and all of that. You just do as expected. You have told yourself that once this market get to this price, I'm going to sell. So you don't wait for anybody confirmation. Can I sell? Can I not sell? You have made profit, and then you tell yourself, okay, I think it's high time I sell and all of that. So Bitcoin is going to aggressively move up again. Then you see the movement. So imagine after we bought that time from somewhere here, and it did over 100 and something percent. So imagine you never sold. However, it will have come down. Those of us who bought in about 2023, 2024, we're still in profit. So we don't have any challenge whatsoever. So, but for you, you bought, and then you want to take some profit if you like, as it were. So that means we're looking at Bitcoin to go from this 106,000 to 107 and crosses to 108 and probably 112. And if I was unable to cross that 111 this week, then you're going to return back again to 102. So you can see what dimension that Bitcoin is taking and all of that. So ladies and gentlemen, so what I'm just showing to us is that to understand that you learn to invest and investing in crypto, buy and hold. In fact, the simpler formula I give to a lot of persons who care to listen with that, when you come into the space, learn how to buy and sell, right? And then when you do that, when you make money, learn how to invest. But that's the primary thing in this space first. Now, you can agree with me, trading is not bad, it's not difficult, but it's boring. And since it's boring, you will overshadow yourself. You will not want to go with the boring process, and that's what make it hard. If not, if you trade like an investor, you make more money than a trader. Okay, many people will not understand. And what is the mindset of an investor? An investor think long term. An investor think long term. So most of us who call ourselves traders, which we are not traders mostly, we look like a gamblers, and so we think short term. And anyone who thinks short term will not achieve long term result, and eventually the short term may fall. That's the reality. I'm just telling you all to be very frank. And why do you now think that people who are traders, in Forex and all of that, make more money because who swing the trade make more money because they could see the bigger picture that you cannot see, right? They could see it very clear. You will be seeing the short term, but they will be seeing the long term. And that's one of the things that most of us wouldn't understand when it comes to this space. So trading is more fantastic when you think about long term. But many of us are looking at the short term. And in the short term, you made a lot of noise you are going to be meeting, but a lot of people who see the long term are going to see bigger picture. And that's why they move around within that frame. And then you spend more time to give your money to the broker. Of course, any trade you trade that you make profit or not, the broker is going to be taking the money, right? That's what it is. And now, and you probably may not make profit, and that you make profit or not, that wouldn't stop the broker taking their charges from you because you have execute trade. So as long as you execute trade, then you're going to have. So for instance, look at USD card, all of these things that people were able to look at daily time frame, then you can see a bigger picture. And that's one of the aspects about investing in Forex. Now you can enter a swing trade and it take you 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and just gathering pips more and more and more and more with less stress. The only thing they will eat is swapping fee. That's all. And then we'll have some brokers that will take you a swap free, whatever. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we have to eat tonight. And probably want to look at, okay, which coin can I actually buy? Let's see, Leo. Leo token has been a token that we've been buying for a very long time. That have been doing well to an extent. It's already expensive for you for as a beginner and all of that. So if we look at Leo, let's look at Leo token. Where is it? Leo. Probably if I can see a coin that you can buy. Leo, let's look at it. Though it's already expensive, so I don't like when you want to buy a coin that you want to take on a first short term to be very, very expensive. Let me look at another coin that will just flag off now. Go home. I think this would be a meme coin one day ago. oh, go home. Ooh, it's more expensive. It's too expensive. How much are you going to use to buy? Too much. Problem. BMT. Okay. So BMT. Bubble map. BMT bubble map. So let's look at it. BMT bubble map. BMT bubble map. Let's look at it. BMT bubble map. BMT. Excuse me. BMT. BMT. So for me, I'm looking for opportunity to add to more. I have a long positions on BTC since, even though I short market again on BTC, But yet I still have a long position that is open. At a point, I think it was even, yeah, so blah, blah, blah. Okay. So at a point, I think it was even on a very big drawdown, but I think now it's back to profit again. So I just told myself, you see this position, I was not going to close it. So imagine I have a long position open, and yet I was shorting and longing and shorting and longing and shorting and longing. Because why? I just saw the dimension at which of Bitcoin was going to go. BMT is actually, sorry, it will be very difficult for me to give you any coin right now. If I have, I will check and send on our group, not only on the private mentorship or the paid group, I will send to, oh my God, shit. It's 106%. I've been busy through the week. Shit, this one. Right, okay, this is Taurus. Let's look at Taurus. Taurus. If it's good for you guys, buy. Taurus. I have a network congestion. Taurus. Okay, excuse me. Taurus. Taurus. Come up, Taurus. Okay, so let's look, let me check. Uh, yeah, this is just 47 million cap. Taurus. Okay, it's a Coinbase contract. Yeah, so you can check on the desk screener for you to be able to find a proper entry level. Let me look at the resistance level for this. Let's go. Taurus. Oh, shit. Good. Yeah, I think that crosses the resistance level to an extent. Um, okay, so you can check Taurus on your what was it called? On the card holders of Taurus. It's a base protocol token, so you can check on your desk screener, and so that you can find a proper entry. And I don't know why this is just misbehaving. Yeah, so but this was given since sorry, at almost time I can be very, very busy. That's about 2 days ago. Yeah. Okay, so let's look at how. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, those of us who are congratulations, those of us. I don't know if that the promo is over on the on Traders Mastery. If you know you purchased the Traders Mastery last week for the promo, right? And you are not yet on the Telegram group for the Signal, kindly reach out to me after now, or reach out to your leader who you register with, and then so that I can communicate with us so that you're going to be added to the Telegram. And we have said as we enter this week, maybe after now you can go and sleep, because we want to use Asian section to do back-to-back trading. All right. And probably maybe from 12:30 a.m. All right. And so if you wake up 1 a.m., you're still good, right? And so from 12:30 a.m., let's see what we can do. Since it's just level 1, level 2, and that's 5%. That's crazily amazing. If you don't participate on that promo, I don't know, maybe it's over, because when I checked the other time, they said it was going to be over. I think I still saw that it was not over. Let me just check if it's still there and all of that, but I don't know. Let's look at it. Phase 2 promo. Dean, it's over. Okay. So, but say, I could the over. All right. So congratulations for those who participated and take advantage of it, right? And so make sure you reach out to your leader, and so that you can be added to our Telegram, because we want to really work out things together, and so that we can achieve greater result. And our whole aim is very simple. Now, when we work out things together and then everybody is able to pass, maybe you are having $100,000 challenge account, you're having $200,000 challenge account, or $50,000 challenge account, and you're able to pass it, right? When you pass it, you make money. And what we wanted is that when you make that money, you want to withdraw. Your first withdrawal is to fund your CapitalXtend. So listen, if you want to join our group for trading and have free signals and all of that, first thing, you're going to register on CapitalXtend. Fund your CapitalXtend account. Either it's $200 should be minimum, right? So because we don't want to gamble anything, so $200 will be minimum. You fund your account for CapitalXtend, and then you're going to be given access on Signal, 1 month free Signal, so that you want to trade and make money. Now, if you really want to have access to other further training and all that, I think those specifications will be given on the group, and then you read through all of them and the part of it. And now the other advantage about the Trader Mastery we just took advantage of the promo was that ordinarily promo used to happen where you pay 50% of the money, or 50 or 30% or 40% of the money to be spent. And now from that, you can now pass your level 1 and level 2 challenge account. And once you passed, then you're able to have bigger fund to trade with. But this time around, it was like a bumper harvest, very big. How? The promo was that pay 50%, number 1, and then move straight, don't pass level 1, pass level 2. And level 1 usually is to do 10% of the account. And what is that? It's to test your ability. Are you really? And that's why I will tell people, I say, if you want to do demo trading or this, that, I would recommend that you register in a prop firm, take your link from your leader and register on the Traded Mastery, right? So that you can now do productive whatever, unless you want to backtest some strategy. Some of you who are leader, professional traders and all that, you want to backtest some strategy, of course, you create a demo to backtest it and all of that. So, but if you are coming in and you are learning and all of that, so I rather would say, okay, why don't you do productive demo? The demo that you know after you do well. And that's why I'll tell people, when you are demo trading, you don't put what is not reasonably practicable that you're going to use on a live account. If not, you'll deceive yourself. Your strategy will not work. All right. And so that's why we said, if you have participated, then you get to the group, and then we're going to be trading back to back. And we have a good number of people who, even before the announcement, level 1 of the challenge have been passed, and then they're only waiting for level 2. All right. And some are already running on their level 2. Some people just close for them to pass their level 2, 200,000 challenge account, $100,000 challenge account. And now some had passed level 1 and level 2 already, running on the live account and all that, a lot. And what we want this month is that we want this month that we should have good number, minimum of 20 to 50 people who will have passed their full challenge account and be on live trading. So imagine you are trading with $200,000 in your Forex account. And I always tell people, I say, instead of you wasting your energy to want to flip $100, why don't you use that $100 to buy the profit? Simple. Now, so imagine, of course, right now, if you want to buy this thing, maybe it's June 30, June 30 promo is what you can participate in. That means 30% promo of the account. So, but let's say you are going to use some even $200 to buy an account. And imagine if you want to use $200 to trade by yourself, right? That means what you're going to be risking. So let's say you are going to be using 50 pips as what's it called? As the stop loss. Now let's look at how much amount of money can you allow to actually spend. So that means you're going to allow to spend $20 and how much you're going to go down. So ladies and gentlemen, this is so far we can go. You want to be part of everything we're doing, both on synthetics and all of that. We got your back. Reach out to whoever that invited you to this forum. You're on our forum. Ask questions. You can ask the admin. then you're going to be added to any of those groups that you prefer, and we make money together. We buy into stock, we buy into different opportunity, but definitely we want people to take personal responsibility. We don't invest in Ponzi scheme. We want to invest in people and then develop you. It is called Operation Do It Yourself. So thank you for coming, and then let's set back. Those of you on the Forex platform that we have done that, you are going to wake up by 12:30 midnight Nigerian local time. Let's work out things. Let's make money while men sleep. Does that make sense? Thank you.